The rise of the Dakini, the sky-dancing feminine, as key to the Golden Age. We are living through a collapse, not just of governments or economies, though yes, those too, but a collapse of something older and deeper, the collapse of a world that forgot the feminine, that silenced her, pathologized her, burned her, bought her, sold her, and called that civilization. And into this collapse, she is returning. She has always been here, but now she is rising. Her name, in the ancient Sanskrit, is Dakini. In Tibetan, she is called Kandroma, the sky-goer, the space dancer, one who has left the confinements of solid earth and has the vastness of open space to move in. She is not a goddess in the conventional sense, not an external deity you petition from afar. She is a living principle of awareness, a fierce, luminous, uncontainable intelligence that moves through reality, through you, the moment you stop clinging to fixed ideas about what is possible. And she is desperately needed right now. Let me be honest with you about where we are. We are living in what the Tibetan Buddhist masters call a degenerate age, an age saturated with confusion, with digital noise, with the wreckage of systems that were never built to hold the full spectrum of human being. Many of us carry the residue of centuries. Our ancestors shaped and misshaped by patriarchal institutions, by colonial constructs, by the violence of hierarchies that demanded we make our lives fit around their geometry. More and more people are experiencing spiritual awakenings. More and more people are feeling in their bones that we did not incarnate simply to maintain what is broken. That something else is possible. Some Buddhist tantric masters, like Khentrul Rinpoche, a Kalachakra master of the Jonang lineage, have received astrological insights placing 2033 as a window, a moment of favorable collective conditions, to enter what he calls a second golden age. We are in a countdown, a quickening, and the Dakini is the key. The dakinis are the most important elements of the enlightened feminine in Tibetan Buddhism. They are the luminous, subtle, spiritual energy, the key, the gatekeeper, the guardian of the unconditioned state. If we are not willing to invite the Dakini into our life, we cannot enter these subtle states of mind. Lama Tsultrim Allione, the guardian of the unconditioned state. Think about what that means. The unconditioned. That which exists beyond the programs, the trauma loops, the colonial overlays, the patriarchal imprinting, beyond all the ways we have been told to be small. She guards the door to that, and she does not open it gently. The Dakini is not comfortable. She is not here to reassure you. Khandro Rinpoche explains that. Traditionally, the term Dakini has been used for outstanding female practitioners, consorts of great masters, and to denote the enlightened female principle of non-duality, which transcends gender. The authentic Dakini principle is a very sharp, brilliant wisdom mind that is uncompromising, honest, with a little bit of wrath, because the systems we have built, systems of extraction, of dominance, of the suppression of the relational and the cyclical and the wild, they did not fall gently. They were imposed, and they will not dissolve through politeness alone. The Dakini pulls the rug out from under you. She cuts through ego clinging without warning. She is Vajrayogini, swinging her curved blade, not to harm, but to sever you from your smallness, from your compliance, from the trance of the status quo. She destroys what needs to die, so that what is alive can breathe. Padmasambhava, the great lotus-born master, and pioneer of Vajrayana Buddhism in Tibet, said that, whether male or female, there is no great difference. But if a woman develops the mind of enlightenment, her potential is supreme. The feminine, in the tantric understanding, is not the opposite of the masculine. It is not a gender. It is a principle of space, of emptiness, of the open, unobstructed ground from which all things arise. The systems that have failed us, colonialism, extractive capitalism, the endless hierarchies of who matters and who does not, were built on the suppression of this principle, on filling every silence, owning every commons, controlling every body. To invoke the Dakini is to remember what cannot be owned. We are at a threshold. Social theorists speak of how in every major epoch shift, there are forerunners, pioneers, who begin to embody the values that will become the consensual norms of the future. The seeds planted in the 1960s of equality, of ecological consciousness, of the sacred, did not die. They went underground. They are germinating now, and part of what is germinating is a reclamation of the sky-dancing feminine, not as a spiritual bypass, not as aesthetic, not as content, but as a living, transformative force that reorganizes how we relate to power, to the earth, to each other, to truth. The Dakini is not soft. She is not decorative. She is the intelligence that moves at the edge of what the conditioned mind can tolerate, and she beckons you past it. As I have learned through decades of work with lineage holders, indigenous wisdom keepers, and through my own study of the Kalachakra system, the entry into a higher timeline is not a passive event. It is not something that happens to us. It requires that we do the work of decolonizing our own perception, of freeing ourselves from the looping patterns of karma, the old stories that keep us small, keep us frightened, keep us separated from our own wild knowing. The Dakini lives in that wild knowing. The Dakini is not far away. We all have the Dakini within us. Find her and play with her and feel all the levels of her in us and in the world. We need her. Lama Tsultrim Allione. She is in you, in the part of you that already knows what needs to change, the part that refuses to perform its own diminishment any longer, the part that dances even here, even now, in the ruins of the old world. We are not waiting for the golden age to arrive. We are building it, with every act of genuine awakening, every refusal of an inherited smallness, every moment of choosing truth over comfort, depth over distraction, liberation over the numbing consolations of a system in its last throes. The Dakini is the energy of that threshold. Invite her in. Let her cut away what no longer serves, and dance. For more about the rise of Dakini Weavers, visionaries and changemakers stepping into their full multidimensional capabilities, to co-create a golden age, please visit www.dharmastars.org and check out Padma Kondro's book, Dakini Weaving, Keys to the Golden Age.